welcome to the Simon Kids YouTube channel. My name is Jessie Sima, and today I'm going to read to you Spencer's New Pet. And this is a book published by Simon & Schuster, and it is by Jessie Sima, which is me. I'm the author and the illustrator of this book, but this book is a little bit different from the other books that I've worked on because it's inspired by what's called silent films, which were a kind of old movie that were mostly black and white and mostly had no talking. And so this book is what I would call nearly wordless, meaning it has almost no words at all. And you'll notice that it's mostly black and white and gray, just like silent films would be, with a little bit of red, just because I wanted to put some color in there. And so if you are ready, I'm ready to read this to you. I'm going to take off the dust jacket, just so it's easier to hold, and so you can see how nice the jacket cover is. Okay. Like I mentioned, since this book is inspired by silent film, I wanted there to be a countdown in the beginning like there might be in old movies. And so when the little hand would go around, it would make a beeping sound. So we go 3, beep, 2, beep, 1, beep. And then there's the title page, Spencer's New Pet. Jessie Sima presents. Part 1, The Pet. So these are the kinds of words that you're going to see in this book. They're in these title cards, like they would be in old movies. And there are 3 parts to this book. And this first part, The Pet, we are introduced to our main characters. So we have the dog, we have the boy, and we have this guy back here who's in a striped tent. He's a clown. You'll see him again too. And there's the boy and the dog. The boy gives the dog some food, teaches him some tricks like jumping through the hoop and jumping up for a bone, which are both tricks that my dog that I have at home does not know. This dog is already very advanced. The boy gives the dog a bath and dries the dog off, reads it a book, and then they go to sleep. They look very comfy. This boy loves his dog very much. Because the boy wants the dog to be healthy, he takes it to the vet's office, or the veterinarian, which is a kind of animal doctor. And there are already some people at the vet's office. There's a woman with a dog. That dog is inspired by my own dog. There's a woman with a cat in a cat carrying case. And then this guy here has this animal who's a little hard to see. He's very tiny and very spiny. And it's a hedgehog. And so what do you think the problem with a hedgehog might be with this particular pet? Uh-oh. You can see the little sparkle here. That means it's sharp. We have the hedgehog and this sharp spine getting very close to the pet. So the boy picks up his pet and runs out because he's feeling very nervous about it. They didn't even see the vet. Now that takes us to part 2, the park. And in part 2, we see the boy and there's the dog over here next to the fire hydrant. That noise was my own dog over there shaking around and making sneezes. Okay, so the boy and the dog come to the park, which is a dog park. And there are a whole bunch of other dogs in the dog park doing normal dog stuff, right? They're sniffing, they're chasing after a frisbee. But this one dog that we see here and also here might be a little too interested in the new pet, right? Maybe he thinks it looks like a chew toy. So again, we see some little sharp teeth sparkles, and the boy runs after his pet and snatches it up and goes away down the road, where we see some little lines here that tell us that there's supposed to be wind. And if we have a lightweight pet like this one and there's some wind, what do you think might happen? Oh no! So the boy's holding on to the dog, but the wind's pulling and pulling up into the air. And we can follow this dotted line, right? The boy loses his hold on the dog and then swoops out of nowhere this animal. Do you know what that is? It's an eagle. It's just pretty bad luck, right? That an eagle kind of swoops down out of nowhere. I've never had that happen before. And the dog's still going past a kite with a kind of sharp corner and keeps going, and the boy's still chasing it. And the boy's still chasing the dog. There's so much going on in this picture, right? And they go over a whole bunch of flowers. If you look closely, there are some bees over top, right, which have sharp stingers. And then they keep going around this carousel, past this unicorn with a sharp horn. And then over here, the boy is so tired, right? He's been running forever. But they keep going over these people having a picnic. This person is holding a pineapple, like you do, up in the air. And this person's holding a fork, also a little bit spiky. Right? Follows up past this very sharp tree branch. And then here, the boy has either on purpose or by accident stolen this little girl's skateboard. And she does not look very happy about it, does she? And he keeps going. He jumps off the skateboard trying to catch the dog, who's going past these people where this person is giving her friend a gift. Can you see what it is? It's a cactus. Cactuses make great gifts. And the boy's so sad because he still has not caught his pet. Do you think he'll catch it on the next page? Let's find out. Part 3. The party. And this is the very last part, so hopefully the boy catches the dog soon, right? And there's a banner that you see, it says happy birthday. And if you've ever had your birthday in a park or seen somebody have a birthday party in a park, that's what's going on here. So they run through the trees into this birthday party, still following the dog who's coming over here next to this girl who's playing. Can you tell what that is? It's a piñata. Yeah, and so she's about to try to hit the piñata, which isn't sharp. This pole isn't sharp, but if the dog gets in the way, that could be a problem, right? And down here, we see another balloon animal. Yeah, if you look closely, it's has a long trunk and big ears. It's an elephant. So maybe we'll see some more animals. Let's find out. Okay, here we go. So this is the main birthday party scene, and the dog is going up over top of this birthday hat that's very spiky, and then over this very very hot candles. And down here, there are all sorts of animals, right? So we see this, which is a bunny. We have another dog. This, which is an animal with a long neck and some spots. It's a giraffe. There's a unicorn, and there's a narwhal. I put those in just because I was thinking about some of my other books. There's this, which I can't remember if it's supposed to be a swan or a snake. I'll let you decide. There are all sorts of animals, and the dog ends up in a big pile of them. And then on this page, the dog is in with all the other animals, right? And so the boy is looking for it, and he cannot find it. And there's our friend the clown from the beginning. Do you remember him? He's blowing up some balloons. And so the boy finally finds his pet, and he points, "There you are, I found you," and runs over. Do you think they're finally going to be reunited? Let's see. So close. I feel like he has to catch it now, right? Yes! Finally! Reunited! And the boy picks the dog up in the air, so happy. But there's still something on this page that might be a problem. Do you see it? Over here, there's this donkey, and that's part of a game called Pin the Tail on the Donkey. If you've never heard of it, that's okay. There's a picture of a donkey that doesn't have a tail, and the game is for somebody with a pin and the tail to try to put that tail on the donkey. And so you can see some that have already tried, and this girl, all the way over here, has a tail and is trying to play Pin the Tail on the Donkey. So to get to the game, she'll have to walk with this very sharp pin all the way over here. So let's see what happens. She gets closer and closer. What do you think? Pop! Oh no! Whoa! So, I'm gonna pause here just for a minute because we don't actually see what's happening, right? And so I like to stop and ask what you think might have happened on this page. The book isn't over, so I'm still gonna show you some things. But think about what you think might have happened with this big pop. Oh, there's the dog. And there are some glasses. What do you think happened? Let's find out. So there are a lot of pictures on this page. I'll try to show them each to you. We have right here, there's a foot coming, right? Looks like probably the clown. And then the clown is here, reaching into his jacket. And here, he's blowing up a balloon. Blowing up some more balloons. Starting to build something. And he's starting to build something that looks a little bit familiar, like maybe a character that we've seen before. And then he picks up the glasses that we saw on the ground. Puts the glasses on the sculpture, and pop! It turns into a real boy again. And then he and the pet live happily ever after. And that's the end. And because we wanted this book to feel a little bit like a movie, instead of the normal things you might see at the end of a book, we put credits. And so all the people, well, at least some of them, that had some involvement in making this book, we got to put their name in it, which is great. You don't always get to do that. And so this book is what we would call having a surprise or twist ending, right? Because it has an ending that maybe the book led you to believe something was going to happen and then something else happened instead. I hope you really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and I hope that we get to talk again soon. Bye!